Hello and welcome to Mods Will Save Starfield. Yes sirree, they will. Game might have a lot of bugs now, but we're going to slowly, over time, mod, fix, patch, and cover all the best and greatest mods, and even just some of the pretty lame mods. If you do like modding Starfield, definitely consider liking and subscribing. Now, I'm sorry for the Xbox crew. We're in a terrible situation that splits the community between being able to mod and not mod, but at least you'll be able to save some of these ideas or mods to a list so you know exactly what you're going to do when you're able to get mods for yourself. Will depend on the creation kit and how all that rolls out. So we're going to take a look at probably one of the more funner aspects of beefing up and improving in Starfield right now, and that's your companions. Now, fortunately enough, we have some amazing mods that will let you have multiple companions, K9 companions, and these K9 mods are slowly building up to like a Dogmeat and Fallout 4 kind of thing. We can give Starborn powers to our companions. We can get them to all follow us. We can use a communicator to control them all, even the K9s, all at once. So we have some amazing functionality and mods to really have a look at that for you might really improve and enhance your experience, at least just to muck around with. Now, I can guarantee that if you install these mods, you're going to have a lot of fun. You might not want them forever, but you have to try them once because it does add a bit of spice, a bit of flavor to a game that we love. These mods work really well together. So this is going to be the ultimate companion mod list for 2023. We may get some other good ones coming and we'll add it to the pack as we go. So what we're going to do is first we're going to run through the mods at a higher level just to give you a good idea, just so you know straight away, is this for me or this not? Does this sound any good? First up, we're going to take a look at best Vasco Model S mod. Vasco was always meant to be the ultimate companion, mainly because he just shuts the hell up and gets on with business. None of this constant nagging and complaining while I'm trying to play the freaking game. And there've been some mods that replaced the skin of Vasco into the Model S. But now we have a mod that is redesigning Vasco into the ultimate Model S version, not just a skin replacer. This mod turns Vasco probably into the coolest robot in Starfield. There are custom settings for race, armor, body part data, and combat style. He's increased the damage for the melee attacks. Now the Model S can also do claw attacks, bash, power attack, bite, rotating attack. Can knock down enemies, is more damage resistance, more aggressive, and more importantly, the speed has been increased, so it's not so clunky. And he's also increased the carrying weight to 300. And this is just the start. There's also plans to implement a baby Vasco, which will grow up as you level up, which is going to be freaking unreal. There's plans to do custom textures, more balancing of damage, and more configuration. So there is a ton of stuff coming, and with all the plans and progress, hopefully over the next few months, this mod will be more and more like Dogmeat from Fallout. Next, we have a cool one. We have Dogmetal Robotic K9 Companions. This adds an additional 2 Robotic K9s to your crew. Let's have a look. What if you could run around Starfield with your own mechanical wolf pack? Well, now we can. Not only can we run around with 2 firing, fully functional robotic K9s that will follow you everywhere, won't die, and act just like a companion, minus the annoyance and constant dialogue, but you have to check out Dogmetal Robotic K9 Companion. You get to choose between having 1 or 2 K9s, and not only will they follow you like faithful K9s, you can increase their size so they're huge, or you can make them little mini-me's so they fit nicely onto your ship. The cool thing is, they start at the same level as you, and they increase their level as you level. You can even take them to cities or anywhere. Now, sometimes the guards will attack them, but you won't get a bounty, but it will cause the NPCs to scatter. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, these K9s, once they get defeated, they just power down, similar to other companions when they go on all fours. And if you ever want them to stop following you, it's an easy console command. I'll put a link in the description. You have to give this mod a try. It's so fun having these little dogs run around with you. This next mod really glues this all together perfectly. If considering getting any of the other robotic K9 mods, I highly suggest getting this one as well, as it makes managing multiple followers so easy. I always wanted to play Starfield with all my companions by my side, engaging in fights, going on raids, hanging out on the ship. Well, now with this amazing companion mod, you can get all the available companions that have the follow mechanism all at once. It will only allow 1 romance companion, but other than that, you can get so many of your followers that hang around. So how it works is, once you install the mod, you can go up to a companion and say, I'd like you to follow me. And then you can simply go over to another companion, do the same. But the most awesome and critical thing about this mod is that you can control all the followers with the communicator that allows you to say follow, not follow, and you can give that command to all your companions at the same time. Here's a really quick example. I have my companions follow, and then I use the communicator, which counts as a weapon, tell them to stop following me, and then I run away. And look at that. Awesome, huh? The communicator also has a teleport to me function, so you can teleport your companions directly to you. You can also use the communicator to send them to the ship, so you have complete control. Now you can have an army of companions wherever you go. Hell yeah. Now we just need a mod to shut them up. I'm looking at you, Sarah. The next mod really ties in very nicely with everything we've just added to our mod pack. Now we have K9s, multiple followers, but now we can give our followers Starborn powers. Yes, that's right. Every single Starborn power your companions can now use, it switches between them randomly, making all encounters super eventful and so cool looking. Let's check it out. Starfield is pretty amazing with its Starborn powers, but what if you could give all your companions these powers? In fact, what if we could just turn them all into Starborn? There is a mod called Starborn Companions 2.5, and this legendary mod gives all your following companions all the Starborn powers. And I mean, it is crazy. You use this with a few other mods, and you end up with an army of Starborn that you can roam the land with, and the battles are just awesome. There's even an option to spawn a parallel self and give it Starborn powers. Now, the cool thing is, if you're adding or removing different companions, you just need a simple command to apply all the Starborn powers to that follower. And there's another easy command just to remove all the powers together. So you can flick this on and off whenever you want. And now you have an army of Starborn that will cycle through and use different Starborn powers at random, making for epic battle scenes like you see here. Now, it is the final update, so I don't know if this mod will be getting much love in the future, but I really hope it does because it's unreal and so much fun. Another really good companion mod to add to this is the Stay With Me sticky followers. This just enhances the whole experiences of when you're bolting and running, and your companions tend to lag behind a lot, not move, and it's pretty janky. This helps improve this somewhat. Not perfect, but it definitely helps. I highly recommend this mod. Another mod that isn't related to companions, but I highly suggest to add, just to balance out having heaps of followers with star powers and robotic K9s, which will help increase the difficulty or just make it more fun, is to double your enemy numbers. This mod can increase the amount of enemies that spawn on most locations, and you can get 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. You can package them all together to get heaps of different enemies, which when you have a horde of your own followers, everything becomes a massive war, and it's just a lot of fun to include this. Now we're going to have a look at what this is actually like running in real life in Starfield. What are some of the complications and potential issues or situations that can be a little annoying when you combine all these mods together? Just so you know how to deal with them, because when you package all these companion mods together, it becomes extremely simple, streamlined, and much easier to manage, where you have all this janky code thrown together. It works out quite well. Definitely not perfect. So let's get into that. Looking at the Vasco Model S mod. So this isn't just a skin replacer. This is changing some of the code to turn Vasco into a proper, dog kind of companion. It has 300 carry capability, which is nice. Probably could be more. That'd be really nice to have it a bit higher. Now, as it stands now, we can only get the one Model S without any weapons, but lots to come. The only issue with this you'll find is pretty similar to some of the other Vasco problems, where he'd get stuck on furniture or sometimes indoors. I've been able to mitigate this just by making all the models much smaller. So I did this for the 3 dog companions I ended up having. I'll put the command in the description so you can do this yourself, but you'll also find it in the description of the mod. The other important thing to mention is that there'll be no other impacts to security, civilians. No one will aggro your Model S Vasco, so it just acts completely like a normal companion, but it actually works very well. So it's a huge improvement on Vasco. Now the K9 mod, which adds 1 or 2 additional K9 variations. This one is a bit tricky because going to populated areas will aggro the security guards and potentially civilians. And if you're traveling to outposts, you'll attack some of your companions at your outpost. So I do suggest perhaps not to take them on certain missions, or whenever you're going to the city or outpost, you just use the command stay at ship, or just tell them to wait. This is why the Swifty Order Squad mod packages this all so well together, is that it gives really easy control over your 2 problematic K9 dogs, which can cause aggro. With the Swifty Order Squad mod, it's really simple. You just get them to wait or stay on the ship, and it's just one click of a button using the communicator, which acts just like a weapon, which you can even add to your quick slots. So it's an extremely helpful and useful tool if you're having lots of companions. And that's only the real main issue when you combine all this together. Oh, and the other thing I should say, with this Swifty Order Squad, which is the one that allows multiple followers, is that you can only have 1 romance companion following you. Now this is really critical because there's actually quite a lot of companions you can romance. So this does limit being able to have every single follower hang around with you. It's a little disappointing, but I'm sure there'll be mods, or is a mod already, that can get around this. I would honestly love to try bringing every single companion you can possibly get on raids, but that's something to consider. And the main reason for this is because since there's so much dialogue and interaction with your companions that you can have romance with, it's important that it sticks to that model of just having a one-on-one and not having multiple romance characters with you. Now the Starborn powers, I haven't found any real issues or bugs yet. My game hasn't crashed. I've had really good stability. It can probably drop your frames. It may impact performance slightly. I haven't noticed it. The only bug I've found is that when I've given some of the companions weapons, I'm getting a really jarring, constant firing of a random weapon. That will layer itself and stack. So I'm not sure what that's about. I will have to raise it as a bug probably, but I'm not, it's a bit hard to identify which one is causing the issue. So be careful when you do give companions weapons. This may happen to you, it might not. It could just be lucky me. But outside that, that is going to be the only problem you may have, is that the K9 dogs will aggro, but very simple fix. And because of this swiftly auto squad, it just makes it so streamlined. Perfect balance between having a huge squad and robotic dogs. But outside that, this is a freaking awesome little package of mods. I'll have all the links in the description. Let me know how you go. Do you think these are cool mods? If you have any issues, let me know too. I can try help. The install should be very simple. If you have any issues, do seek help in the comments of the mod themselves. I can try help out a bit. For the most part, it's just adding the plugin. If you're using Vortex, if you're using the mod manager, that should do this almost all automatically from my understanding. And then if you're doing it manually, you probably know what you're doing. I installed these mods in the same order I presented them to you. So going from the Vasco mod all the way to the double enemy mod. So that's the way I've installed it. I don't know if you mix the order, if that impacts how well they work together, but keep that in mind. I use Vortex to install these and added the plugin text, and I've probably missed some great companion mods already. So this is sort of like the part one to this pack, because I'm sure we're going to see some other awesome mods for 2023 is up. More to come on this. So that'll be it. Thanks so much. I hope this gives you some sort of guidance and help to try these mods out. Please consider liking, subscribing. It really helps. Thanks for watching. Peace.